Phantom.
Hello and welcome back to the episode of the Otakuology podcast. I'm your host, Otaku Mike. With me, as always, is Jin. All he wants to eat is sushi Graves. And today,
I mean, sushi is one of the main food groups, right?
we are talking about Sakamoto Days, episode 6. We got a good one for you guys, I think, tonight.
Yes, we do. That and cross conversation. I have finished like way too many fucking shows this weekend.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I finished Vox Machina season 3. I finished Twisted Metal season 1.
I still got to finish that. Season 2 is coming out.
I finished Grimmsburg season 1. I finished Landman season 1. And I finished something else, and then of course, like I watched Sakamoto and a few other things.
Yeah,
and I'm rewatching which I got a chunk of it done over the weekend. I'm rewatching season 13 of Supernatural because I couldn't remember what happened to be able to watch season 14 and then 15 to finish that show out all together.
Is that when they get the Godchild?
Yeah,
I think, right?
Yeah, when they have Lucifer spawn.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
But he's like, Castiel's my daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I oddly went down a rabbit hole. So I just would pick random things to watch on Netflix.
Yeah.
And this one was suggested to me for some reason. I don't know why. It's a show called Fire Country. Have you seen this show before?
I think so. About firefighters?
Yeah, it's about firefighters.
Maybe.
So it's about this guy who, like, he goes away, I think gets arrested, and he goes to, like, a firefighter thing for prisoners. And he ends up going...
This one's not on Netflix.
Yeah, it is. The first season is.
Okay. Well, my mom watches this show. That's
okay. I felt like it was like an old person show, kind of. Like an NCIS, kind of.
And she's watching it on somewhere else.
It's like Paramount or something like that, I think.
Yeah.
So I've been binging like the first season, and I'm like, I don't know why I'm into this show, but I like it.
Oh man, I can't get into that show.
It's like melodrama to the max, but I was like, I kind of like the firefighting part. And then I'm like, what's gonna happen when he gets out eventually?
Right?
And that's been kind of taking up a lot of my time other than reviewing comic books on my YouTube channel.
Nerd. You're like a firefighter nerd now.
I'm like, oh man, I really like how they fought that fire.
Oh man. Well, I guess you'll have to watch my suggestion then on firefighter shows, which is Tacoma FD.
Oh, I think I've seen a little. That's with the Broken Lizard guys.
Yeah.
They did Super Troopers.
Yeah. And the first like episode is like, I bet you can't you can't beat the Saltine challenge. I bet you I can.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of that. Yeah. It's on my Netflix list to watch.
Yeah.
Actually.
It's 4 seasons. It's amazing.
Yeah, no, I like those guys a lot. Those guys are really funny.
You'll have to catch the hint in season 4 because one of the characters disappears.
Can I tell you something?
What?
So, you know, like the bigger heavyset guy with like the mustache?
Yeah.
So my ex-wife's first husband looked exactly like that guy. He looked exactly like him.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The hell?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty funny. That's funny. Yeah, well, so I like this thing that they do because one of the guys went to a different show, and so he didn't get to film season 4. But he's in the other 3 seasons. And when they talk about where he went, they say something. They go, "Well, he's doing something else low key." And if you catch it when they say low key, if you say it fast,
low key.
Low key. Yeah, so he was in he's one of the guys that's one of the side characters that was playing in Loki season 2.
Okay.
And so that's where he was. So they try and make a joke out of it that he was low key not in this season, that he moved.
Well, let's talk about this new episode of Sakamoto Days.
Yeah.
We start out and we meet a new character named Heisuke and Pisuke. Is that the names right?
I don't know.
Heisuke and Pisuke?
To me, I don't know. One of them is Bullseye and the other one is Birdie. Okay.
So we meet these. Go ahead.
Because looking at the subtitles, like both of them have different names and one of them has something else, and I was like, fuck it. Like I'm not trying to spell these names. I'm not trying to say whatever. And if it says that one of them, like the bird, which we see it as Pisuke, and looking at the thing down on the bottom, it looks like it says Pizuki. I'm like, no. Like if somebody's got some kind of round,
maybe
thing
there was kind of like a mistranslation.
Well, so to cover up mistranslations or anything, one of them's Bullseye and the other one is Birdie. Okay. That is exactly what I did.
So we meet these two new characters, and they're kind of down on their luck. Heisuke is a hitman who is a sniper.
Birdie is his partner. That is
his partner.
Basically like a, what are they called? The little birds you can get.
I don't know.
Not like a parakeet almost.
I mean, he's not a little bird. He's kind of big.
Yeah, but he looks like one of the yellow parakeets that has the little like mohawk thing on their head.
I don't know. A parakeet? A toucan? I don't know.
No, it's some kind of like bigger parakeet.
A cockatoo?
Maybe. Could be a cockatoo.
But we meet these two characters and they're kind of down on their luck. They're sleeping on a roof in a tent that's patched up.
Because he's sleeping on a fucking roof that's like 60 stories tall.
But let me ask you, if he's like, he got fired from his job and stuff of being an assassin, how is he says he has to pay $10,000 a month or 10,000 yen a month to feed the stupid bird. How much is he paying it for bird food? Like,
I don't
exactly. Like, I get it. Like, pets are kind of like a luxury a little bit in Japan, but I mean,
I don't remember him really saying that.
Yeah, he says at the beginning, he's like, "Oh, don't eat it all. I have to pay 10,000 yen each month to feed you." How much is this bird eating?
I don't know, because that's right at like $100.
Yeah.
Well, and he said he was getting away with 2, so he was doing like $20.
Yeah, like how much is he eating? You know. But we move from from Heisuke and Pisuke to Sakamoto and the gang. They're kind of.
Whoa. We got to back up real quick.
All right.
Like I brought up, why is he spending the night on a roof? That's 60 stories in the fucking air. Okay,
which there is no like safety like wall around the roof where like people don't jump off of it.
No,
it's just like a roof.
But on the next scene where he's on a roof and the wind blows and the tent starts going, I'm like, the reason why is because you're all the way up there on the fucking top of this goddamn building.
Maybe
where the wind's gonna hit you more, bro.
Maybe he didn't want to be seen as homeless. You know,
I don't know if he understood that he was homeless.
Maybe because his gam gave him that tent.
Yeah, my gam gam.
So we see our gang, the Sakamoto gang. They're like, cleaning up the mess, I guess, from what happened over the past couple episodes. And they're like, oh, man.
Not the past couple episodes, just something that happened before.
Was it something that happened before?
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily like what we've seen before, but it was the fact of every time somebody comes in to do whatever to them, like they always take shot or something and they mess up the glass and stuff like that. So that's what they were doing, was cleaning that up.
They're running out of money, basically. Yeah. And Shin comes in. He's like, oh, man, Sakamoto, I got this thing. We can enter this like airsoft competition where you get like 100 million yen or something like that.
Yeah.
And Sakamoto was like, oh man, we could, expand our ramen selection and get bulletproof glass for the shop.
Yeah.
Which I feel like those are good selections. I feel like, because Sakamoto eats all the ramen.
Yeah, well, he wanted like premium ramen.
Yeah, he wanted that good stuff.
He wanted like when you add water and you close the lid for the 3 minutes, you open it, there's like a fucking prime rib in there.
Yeah.
That's what he wanted.
But we end up seeing Heisuke and Pisuke show up, and they're like, "Oh man, we're looking for Sakamoto. Have you seen him, sir?" And Sakamoto is like, "I have no idea who this Taro Sakamoto is."
Yes.
Because Heisuke has a picture of Sakamoto when he's thin.
And Heisuke is so like,
I don't want to say like stupid, but I feel like gullible. In a sense.
There was another word, but I can't remember what it was. Like kind of in the stupid sense, yeah. Like he takes stuff at face value. Like if anything's changed, he's not gonna know.
Which I don't like it that he insulted Sakamoto and called him like a fatty.
Yeah, but I mean, at this point, it's kind of a running stick that everybody does till like they figure it out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, he was dumb though, and I was like,
but it was a funny kind of joke that like he didn't see that it was Sakamoto, even though like the other characters called him Sakamoto, and the building is called Sakamoto.
Simple. That's what I wanted to say. He's
simple.
Very
he's simple. He's very simple. Okay.
Yeah, he's not exactly stupid. He's just simple. And we saw that too whenever Shin read his mind, and instead of it being like images of what was going on, it was like cartoon drawings.
Yeah, he was like, all I want is to eat some sushi. I want some sushi. That's all I want. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten in a couple days. But I love that Sakamoto kind of just goes with it and is like, yeah, I don't know who that is. It's probably somebody at the other Sakamoto establishment.
Yeah.
Sakamoto is a very common name.
And then they're like, there's many places called Sakamoto. Oh, yeah, and Taro Sakamoto is such a common name.
Yeah. I like it that Lou and Pisuke kind of hit it off and become friends.
Yeah.
Did you not see that?
I don't think so.
Yeah, she notices him later on, and that's how Heisuke sees them, because they end up entering into the airsoft tournament, which I was kind of curious, were these actually airsoft or were they paintball? Because they said they were like airsoft paint.
They're both.
Because I was so confused. I was like, they don't look like paintball guns.
Yeah, they're both. So airsoft is the design of the gun, and these ones have paint in them.
Which they're like airsoft paint pellets.
But it's versus like a paintball gun, which is based off of like CO2 and things like that.
Yeah.
And, so they're more airsoft guns, but the bullets are full of paint.
Are these actual things like with the paint bullets?
I think so, yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, because I mean, I've seen some videos where the guys are running around and it does the same thing, but it's not a paintball gun.
Okay. I was just curious.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was interesting because I know about airsoft guns.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if they were actually ones with paint in them, Which they end up going to the competition, which the competition is at a mall, I think it is.
Yeah, it's at like a strip mall.
A strip mall type of thing, and you can use the entire strip mall. But I think they end up using like half the city, if I remember correctly.
They use the strip mall until stuff
happens.
Yeah, stuff happens, and they had to do the little thing with
But I love that. So they get there and they sign up. Shin kind of geeks out about the walkie-talkies that they get. But Heisuke
you remember the name of the walkie-talkie?
No, I didn't. What were they?
It was the KIL, or it was no B. Shit. The first,
I think it was like KIL. I
and
think
then
it
it was like
was.
the K11L or
So,
11 or
yeah,
something.
something like that. Yeah. Which did it
Well, it
spell
was
out
like
kill?
no, it was like you something something. So it spelled out something almost like you can kill whatever the last number or word was.
Okay.
And I was like, that's kind of a little hidden gem in that. That's kind of funny.
I'll have to go back and look at it and see
Yeah.
what it was. So I watched it twice, and I remember him like geeking out about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which we see Heisuke show up, and he's like, "I want to enter into this competition." He's like, "Oh, sorry, you need like two other people." And he kind of like has like a
You
little
have to be on a team. So
yeah,
he
he's on a
needed
team, yeah.
one. He needed like one more person.
Yeah, and he kind of like gets sad and stuff. And this is where we see Lou sees Pisuke, and that's when Heisuke sees them, and they're like, "Oh shit, things just went from like bad to worse, basically."
Yeah.
You know, we had this in the bag, but like now we have to deal with this guy.
And
And
then
so they're like, oh,
he's like,
okay,
hey, bros.
hey bro, hey yo, what's up? You know,
Yeah.
so good we can like be a team, you know. And he kind of like befriends them a little bit. It's a one sided friendship, I feel like,
Yes.
which was funny, like because he was like, you know, okay, we got this, and he like tags a bunch of people at the beginning, and
Yeah.
they're like
She
surprised.
she says go, and he takes out like a 4-man team all by himself, like in a
Yeah.
second.
And Sakamoto and Shin takes them out, and Heisuke is like, "Oh man, y'all guys are really good. Are y'all airsoft geeks?"
Yeah.
And then we get like this joke, this funny joke, where Lou is drunk at this point, and she's like, "Oh man, that's my boss Sakamoto. Like, I love it when his flab like like swings back and forth through the air."
That's my boss Taro
Yeah,
Sakamoto.
that's my boss, Taro Sakamoto. And Heisuke stops and he's like, "What? No.
Taro
Sakura
Sakamoto.
Sakamoto, what?" And he takes the picture out and
You
he's like,
you just called him Taro.
"Yeah, you just called him Taro." And he takes the picture out and he's like, "There's no way this picture is the same as this guy. Like they're
Yeah.
not the same person."
Yeah. And
And
then they try blatantly lying to him.
and she's like, Lou's like, "Oh no, that's when he was skinny.
Yeah.
He's fat now, and I think he's a lot cuter since he's got chubby."
Yeah.
Which Lou, chubby chaser, I mean, progressive, gonna say. Very progressive mindset, just saying.
I don't know, or if it's just Sakamoto.
Maybe it's just Sakamoto.
Maybe if there was another chubby character and she did the same thing when she was drunk, we would know that.
I
But
mean, Sakamoto is a very handsome man, just saying.
for right now, I can't put money on that.
I'm gonna put money on it right now. I'm just saying, she's a chubby chaser.
You're a chubby chaser.
I mean, you're not wrong.
You stupid. Yo, not wrong. That's not even how you were supposed to take that comment. What a dick.
but we get this scene where he starts to put like two and two together, and things get worse for them, you know. And Heisuke ends up going and getting his actual rifle,
Yeah.
which I didn't know Heisuke could carry a big rifle like that.
Me neither, because that thing was huge.
Yeah, and it's a cool looking rifle.
Yeah.
And we see this, and he ends up like shooting Sakamoto on the hand. Did you see his hand when he gets
Yeah,
hit?
it took a big chunk
It
out
took
of
a
his
big
hand.
chunk out of his hand. Like, and I was like, "What the fuck just happened?"
Yeah. I was like, what the hell? Which I just have to add, this is a little foresight on other things,
Uh-huh.
but I want to say this now instead of later on because we'll be closer to the end. Um, how much do you think those bullets cost?
Oh, a lot, a lot. I feel like they're like special made.
Like he special makes his own and shit like that. It's
I
like
think he probably makes his own. No, he's too poor to make his own bullets. I feel like.
I was like, you're poor and you're just willy nilly shooting these bullets out here, and like, hey man, you could have totally sold that design for those bullets or whatever, and totally made a killing, but instead,
What does he call them? The triple ricochet bullets.
yeah, the triple ricochet bullets,
Yeah,
so
which
they can bounce off of off of a surface, and then hit something else and bounce off of that surface.
surface.
Yeah,
Yeah, and which I have to say, I really liked. I really like this not this like kind of thing, this gimmick for this assassin.
yeah,
Like I thought it was very realistic and possibly could happen.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know if bullets you can actually make a bullet to ricochet on purpose. I
Yeah,
don't
you
know.
can.
I mean, like design wise,
I don't know if you can make one do it twice, but I know you can
yeah.
make one do it at least once. So, yeah, I
Which
mean, huh?
go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know on that, but yeah, I mean, this is a pretty cool gimmick, and then like it to be his only specialty. Um,
Yes.
I was kind of like, man, this would be really cool if Sakamoto hired him on,
Hmm.
because that would kind of help him out and slash, whatever, and he'd have a sniper kind of on the team. But then
Yeah.
I was like, but the guy can't do anything else, so what would he do at the store?
Yeah, all he does is know because we find out he was at assassin school, I think it was, and he couldn't really do anything. He got picked on and stuff like that. We find out that he puts all his skill points into being a sniper, basically. Like he's really good at sniping.
He already had all his skill points and
He
stuff.
already had a skill point in sniping, I should say, yeah.
Yeah.
And ends up going on like other jobs, and since he can't use his sniper rifle, he's like useless to the other assassins. Useless to the was it the JAA or JSA? I think it was. What's the assassin organization?
The JAA.
The JAA. And so like he gets, I guess, fired. I was kind of confused if he got fired from like one of the families or organizations, something like that.
Just an organization.
And so he that's how he becomes like he becomes broke.
Yeah, he does.
Is he because he can't get work, but he finds out that there's this bounty on Sakamoto, which is like was like a billion yen or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that's when he goes after him to like better his life. Which I mean, props to him. I feel like for trying to better his life.
He'd be like, I don't have to want ever again.
Yeah. And we get this really cool like scene of him like actually holding his own against Sakamoto and Shin.
Yeah,
'Cause,
yeah,
like they're very much on the defensive in this episode.
yeah. Especially being the sniper.
Yeah. Which I mean I really liked, this whole thing with them having a disadvantage and them trying to figure out how to overcome his like really good like sniper skills.
Yeah,
Which because he shoots a lot of bullets at them, and when they end up finding out that like Peasuke is actually signaling to where they actually are.
yeah. But and then when he tells us his backstory, and it's
Yeah,
just like,
it's sad.
yeah, yeah. And then
It's
and they're like, you just monologued that all the way to us, buddy.
yes, yeah. Because he was still wearing the earpiece,
Yeah,
and then we see Sakamoto. They end up finding him because they like yell into the microphone, which surprises Heisuke, and then in return, Shin finds out where Heisuke is, and Sakamoto like destroys his rifle with a rock.
yeah,
And when we find out, the Heisuke's like, oh man, I can never do anything right, this and that. And this is where Sakamoto jumps in and he's like, no, you were like you're like probably the best sniper I've ever come up against. Like your skills aren't like weak. You're not useless at all.
Yeah, yeah. You're the
And
best.
you're one of the best, And he is like I feel like they kind of become friends a little bit after this.
Yeah, because I thought he already thought that they were friends because he's sitting there, and as the guy was running, he started kind of crying.
Yeah, no, yeah, they did. He did because he was like, "Oh man, I really thought we were friends."
No, I'm not crying.
I'm
Peace,
not crying. You're
you're
crying.
crying.
Yeah. But they end up giving him his share of the money,
Yeah,
which he only gets 50 yen because he basically destroyed most of the city.
yeah, yeah.
Well, I think they
Well,
all got like 50 yen
yeah. That was basically their cut because of all the damage he did. I was like, oh,
because the paintball competition is there to help clean and better that part of the town.
it's to clean up that part of the mini mall or
Yeah.
the thing because nobody does it, so it gets dirty, and then they have the competition with the prize money for everybody to basically chip in and help out clean up that and all the paint and stuff that gets used.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Which I mean it was a fun little like surprise. Like I really thought they were gonna get like the big like 1 million yen. To be honest, like I thought they were all gonna win, and but
yeah,
it was a fun little like swerve. I feel like that they only get 50 in. But we end up finding out afterwards, if you watch after the credits, we find out how Sakamoto meets Aoi,
yeah.
which like this whole part was really funny. Because
Well, and now we kind of have a thing to understand like all the stuff with Hana. Like, here's a band-aid.
yeah, here's a band-aid because
Which that's only made me think of one thing, and I was like, oh my god, hopefully not. How many people has she given band-aids to, and they've all basically like kind of like fallen in love with her, like, oh my god, she's so sweet.
yeah, because
Like,
Sakamoto was like stopping
yeah,
after a job, I think it was.
yeah. Well, I mean Hana.
Oh yeah, Hana, yeah.
And so by the time she's like old enough, she's already gonna have like a freaking fan club of people because of
I hope they're
the
not
band-aid thing.
creepers.
I don't know.
We gotta protect Hana at all costs. She's too adorable and like pure for this world.
Yeah,
I feel like just saying.
yeah.
But they end up meeting, and she notices that there's like little blood on his shirt. And he like freaks out and like kind of tries to hide it. And she like runs off. I think she's kind of scared. And Sakamoto's kind of bummed out, and like he's like, "Oh man, I really like this girl, but I just blew it." And he goes and gives her a band-aid.
I don't think he liked her until this happened.
Till he gives her a band-aid. Till she gives him
Yeah,
a band-aid.
yeah, because then they bring up the thing about how he had never been treated that way before,
Yeah.
and so that's kind of what how that all happened is when he was treated that way. Then now this happened, and he fell in love with her basically because she cared for him instead of like being scared of him.
Yeah, because Sakamoto is a terrible person
Yeah,
who kills people.
yeah.
So let me ask you, this is a very quick episode, I feel like. All in all, what did you think of this?
It was a great episode. I don't feel like I can find any fault in this episode, except that I really don't think we progressed anywhere.
No,
And
we don't progress at all.
in like our main part of the story, um, Sakamoto's is starting to look like shit. So hopefully we'll figure out something like this may be like a little like sub arc area where
But what do
it's
you mean he's starting to look like shit?
because of all the stuff on the outside. Like if you go back from like the first,
Oh, well, at the store.
yeah, like if you go back from when Shin first goes to the store till the beginning of this episode,
Uh-huh.
like it's dirty everywhere. There's gun holes, there's cracks, there's like all this different stuff in Sakamoto's.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's just a lot of that stuff going on with all the different little mini assassinations that are trying to happen.
Which I really didn't think like that was like we would see like the overlying effects on the store.
I didn't think so either.
I thought they would just fix it up, but it's interesting to see like, oh yeah, like the store is getting kind of worse for wear.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
and to know that, and to know like that they're still relying on everything else in their store, because I mean they could probably sell like one of those really big guns or whatever and completely get bulletproof glass and fix up the outside of the store and not have to worry about it. But do you think that they will ever sell any of those guns and stuff that are in the things?
Probably not.
So I don't actually see why he would really need any of them, which is kind of a conundrum with the show right now.
Yeah, because
Because
he doesn't use them.
right,
The only one he
and
uses is a taser.
and if that puts it down, then he would only need basically a taser. If he's got an airsoft assault rifle, if he's got some other stuff, I mean, I think he could go down to maybe like one of those shelves in the middle, and be fine. But he's got all this other stuff that was added in there, and it's kind of like, okay, well, what do those do now?
I also like we didn't talk about. Totally forgot. Shin starts to read Aoi's mind.
Yeah,
And Sakamoto is like, her fucking mind is off limits.
yeah.
And he like stabs him in the fucking neck.
In his mind.
In his mind, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you don't read her thoughts at all.
Well, and I don't know how he'd ever know if he did or not.
Maybe they have some kind of like psychic link in that area. I don't know.
Well, I mean, just besides like this episode where he knew she was talking about it and whatnot.
Or maybe he might have said something. I don't know.
Yeah. Which I did like too, that our assassin in this one also did the whole puppy dog thing where he's like, oh, come on.
Come on. All I want is sushi.
And they gave him a bag full of steamed buns, and he's like, oh, yeah.
And he's like, oh, thank you. Because they were like, he's still looking at us. Don't look at him. Don't make eye contact.
Yeah. Once it was just Shin and Lou. I mean, Sakamoto didn't care at all, regardless. No. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, no, I thought this episode was a lot of fun, even though it didn't really necessarily move the story along. Yeah. Like you said, I thought it was a fun, like, little one-off, and the character...
Subcategory wise, I feel like our next one is going to be money-based as well.
Probably.
Where it's them trying to get money to fix the store.
Maybe,
So,
but I feel like Heisuke was a very relatable character.
Yes.
In this, like, he was a very relatable / likable character too. Like, he didn't hate Sakamoto. He didn't like he just wanted it to like better his life because his life was so shitty at the moment,
Yeah.
But he also kind of felt bad. Like, I don't want to kill these people. Well, he felt bad for like a minute, I feel like. Yeah. Because they lied to him and tricked him.
Yeah. And then he was like, I don't like liars.
I don't like liars. I'm gonna kill you. Do you think he comes back as a character?
I would say yes, just because he's in the opening and the ending.
Did you see the opening? The ending kind of changed a little bit.
No, I didn't look at it this time.
So if you look at the ending, I think he's in the ending now.
Yeah,
and
he's been in the ending.
Has he been in the ending? Okay, I could have sworn like it kind of changed because they were playing with Pisuke in the ending credits. Like him, Hana, and Lou.
That could have happened. Yeah,
Yeah.
that they added that in there.
But yeah, I like it that we got a little extra credit scene again. We
Yeah,
haven't had one of those in a while.
yeah. I wish we would get more of that in the main story, though, like his relationship with Aoi, because
Uh-huh.
we've already done it in the main story.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's irrelevant to show it to us as like a before the credits or after the
I
credits kind
kind
of
of
scene.
wonder. So I kind of wonder if those were like little short stories put into the each manga volume.
Yeah.
You know, how you'd
I
have
don't know.
like a 1 page like gag kind of manga, like comic.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I kind of wonder because we get them very sporadically.
Yeah. I don't know. I wish they would just kind of figure out what they were doing and put whatever it was with the main episode.
They should release 2 episodes a week. Just saying.
And then if they did really good, then they could have like one or another storyline that's kind of going with
Like, yeah,
these.
interconnected.
Yeah, like you're waiting for it to connect. I would say, like
Yeah.
maybe the people that are in the order group,
Oh yeah. Because
and
they showed up last
yeah, and like
last
what's
one.
going on with them,
Yeah.
and go from there.
Yeah. I
Or
mean, yeah.
or what would be funny too is to get a sneak peek of the assassin that's going to come in the next episode,
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, because we still have more assassins to
because
go through.
like we've already shown like 2 flashbacks with Aoi and Sakamoto, and then to give me this little one at the end of this, I just kind of felt like it was out of place.
I guess.
So
Yeah. I mean, I still enjoyed it.
yeah,
I
and
still I'll get like all the little tidbits we get about
yeah,
them.
yeah,
But I mean,
but
yeah, I really enjoyed this episode.
yeah, that's what I'm just saying. It was weird because we've had every other one like that in the main episode, and then this one
Yeah.
was after the credits. So
No, I get you. I get you. You know,
yeah,
I'll have to go back and look at my manga and see if like those stories were in there,
yeah,
like in the manga volumes, as like separate stories, or were they actually part of like the actual chapter?
yeah,
Let's see. But yeah, this episode was a lot of fun. I was very much surprised because I
yeah.
thought we were gonna have more of like a serious episode, and it wasn't like it was very slapstick and comedy driven.
Yeah, because I thought we were still going to be focusing on X.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and we didn't. So it's kind of
I
like,
think I think X will probably come towards the end of the season, probably.
yeah. Well, I mean, just more coming out,
Yeah.
more meaning more of the council members and things like that, which we haven't done that yet.
Oh,
But
for the order.
yeah, for the order.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not like upset like the story didn't progress at all. Like I kind of like these little one off. Like it was almost
Yeah,
like a slice of their life in a
yeah,
sense,
yeah,
which I thought was a lot of fun. And we get a possible new like teammate almost or like friend to the Sakamotos. I really
yeah,
do like. Um,
yeah. Because I wonder where he'll go from here.
I want to say he comes back because he's on like
Which,
he's on one of the covers for one of the manga volumes.
yeah, which the other weird thing is they were down in him so much because they said, "Oh well, an assassin does multiple tasks,"
Yeah.
and I don't really feel that from the manga or the anime at all because you have these categories that are nitpicked into stuff
Hmm.
like you're an assassin and you have this particular skill set, and it's like,
I mean,
well,
you could say the pizza
what about the
assassin,
pizza assassin? He's a pizza assassin,
or
like.
like what's his name? Like, was it Tatsu?
Yeah, he's a poison
He's the poison
assassin or
assassin,
the janitor
or
assassin,
or boiled. You know?
Yeah, so they all kind of got this shtick, and that's what we know them as the assassin of this. And I'm like, for this to be like the sniper assassin, and then to go, oh well, you don't know anything else. I'm like, but isn't that like what everybody else has been like so
no, like
far?
that's a good like assessment you saw, you know, in a little detail. I mean, everybody else is kind of one noted too.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, and then like where he was as like the office building of assassins or whatever, and they all look like businessmen. I'm like,
Yeah,
this can't be it. Like
you know what?
this can't be that.
You know who he kind of looked like?
Who?
The Heisuke. You
Yeah,
know,
he looked like Gone.
he looked like Gon from Hunter x Hunter. I was about to say that. Yeah,
Yeah.
with like a giant like bullseye tattoo on the side of his face.
Yes. Most
I was like, do you think like he just painted that on, or it's an actual tattoo? Like,
No, but I mean, you already kind of knew. Whenever you saw that, you knew like he was some kind of rifleman.
yeah, well, he used a rifle in the competition.
Well, before that.
Yeah, he used like an airsoft rifle.
No, I mean before that.
Oh yeah, before that, yeah, he carried one around.
Like when he was standing on the. Well, we didn't know though. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he had a giant bag with him. I'm pretty sure I knew it was a rifle.
Hey, buddy, that could have been a blade. That could have been a bazooka. I mean,
So
that
he
could have
just
been
has the crosshairs on his face for fun.
No, that's what I'm saying. The crosshairs is what told you that he was a sniper.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine if he had a bomb tattooed on his face or whatever, then you'd be like, well, I'm sure he's a bazooka guy, you know.
Yeah.
Or he likes RPGs, you know,
he
something
likes
like
blowing
that.
shit up.
Yeah.
He's like the guy in Cyberpunk who has a grenade for a nose.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's like a mission in Cyberpunk where you have to help this guy, I think, kill somebody or something. And he's a clown. He's a clown, and he has a grenade on his nose for a nose.
Oh.
And once you beat the mission, he gives you his grenade nose. And when you throw it, it like blows up confetti.
Oh.
It's funny.
I don't know if I've gotten to that one yet.
Yeah, it's like a special item.
That's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, no, this episode was a lot of fun. I look forward to the next episode.
Hey, he could have also been, if you've ever seen Get Backers.
I mean, a long time ago I've seen it.
Yeah. Well, you know how he had the bird, and there's the beast guy that's from Get Backers. He could have almost been a Beastmaster guy if he would have had more than the bird.
To be honest, I remember very little about Get Backers.
It looks like we're covering it for the podcast.
I don't think that is streaming or anybody owns the fucking rights to that anymore.
Hey, buddy, I'm glad I have the DVDs for it then.
I don't.
Well, looks like you need to find them.
I didn't really care for Get Backers.
Forget you, bro. Childhood. Just like I almost said Guilty Gear.
Guilty.
Yeah. Just like Gungrave, bro. It's exactly what it's like.
I have to say, Gungrave has not been getting views on the podcast channel. People do not want to listen to us talk about Gungrave, I feel like.
We'll have to look at people's ages. Because I feel that way with Bubblegum Crisis, too.
Really? Because that got more views than Gungrave.
It's because you're such a Debbie Downer about Gungraves.
I'm not a Debbie Downer. I just speak the truth and how I feel.
You're the Debbie Downer of the group. That's what it is.
Well, maybe they should have better fucking animation.
Hey, bro, it came from like the 80s. I can't say anything about that.
It was like the 2000s.
Hey, buddy, it was before that.
No, it wasn't. It was in the 2000s.
No, it was before that.
Gungrave?
Yeah.
No, yeah, it was in the 2000s. I'm gonna look it up right now for you.
Do it.
All right, keep talking while I look it up.
Keep talking. Keep talking. What do I talk about? Well, the video game came out really early.
Okay, so it came out July 6th, 2004. Was the first episode.
You're full of shit.
No, I'm not. I'm not. So I was in high school when it came out.
I was in middle school, I think, when it came out, or elementary. I don't know.
Yeah, Gungrave came out in 2004. I'm just saying. But anyways.
So what you're telling me is a lot of people are uncultured swine.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I talked to somebody the other day, and I was like, yeah, we're like covering Gungrave for the podcast. He was like, that fucking show sucks. And I was like, I mean, once it gets going, it's not terrible. But
who was this person?
Yeah, it's a guy I work with.
We're gonna Jane's. Is it the person that you work with?
No, it's a different person.
Oh, we'll see. We're gonna have to Jane Silent Bob this person.
He was like, once it gets going, like once they're in Millennium, it's good, but it takes a while to get to Millennium. You know. He asked me if we got to the Black Samurai yet. And I said no. We were on, was it Blood War?
Yeah.
Was his name Blood War? I think it was.
Yeah.
Or was it War Blood? I don't remember what the fuck his name was.
Yeah, it was Blood War.
Blood War.
Yeah, I only remember it because it makes me think of the old game Bloody Rage.
You mean Bloody Roar?
Yeah, whatever. Fuck you.
That game, Bloody Rage. You know that game we're talking about.
Yeah.
No, it's Bloody Roar is what it's called.
Hey, buddy.
I know because I really love Bloody Roar. That game was fun.
Hey, buddy. Potato.
Okay. This is the same person that says Gungrave was in the 80s.
I will say it's in the 80s.
I don't think it is. But anyways.
So I looked this up too.
What?
I don't know what they're talking about.
What?
For this Black Samurai guy. There is a samurai guy, but he's in one of the video games.
Oh, is he? Okay, he might have got him mixed up then.
I don't know if he's in. Well, and it's saying it's from Afro Samurai.
I don't know.
So I don't know. Supposedly he made an appearance in Gungrave Overdose.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
But he's supposedly from Afro Samurai.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
I think the character designer is the same character designer as Gungrave and Trigun.
Yeah, next thing you're going to hear somebody says, Vash Stampede had crappy artwork too.
No, Vash Stampede is perfect. Trigun is perfect. Just saying. Which that one we should add on to our list eventually.
I think you're full of shit.
I'm not full of shit. I mean, I just speak the truth.
I think you're full of shit.
I'm the Lorax. I speak for the anime fans. Just saying.
Well, we got some piss poor anime fans if they're not supporting all the anime. I mean, even the bad ones, the ones that you and I don't like. When there's too much hentai or ichi in them, hentai. Yeah, I meant ichi. When there's too much ichi boobs in them, and they're huge, and it doesn't make any sense, and we're like, what's going on? I'm so confused. Why does every character have boobs that are bigger than your average head?
Oh, Ikin?
Exactly.
I fucking hated that show.
See, but we still have to acknowledge it as anime fans that there is a place for love because it is anime. But we can say, after you acknowledge that, it can go back to the closet. So.
All right. Well, I think that's it for this podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode.
Yeah.
We'll catch you guys on the next one. Stay safe.
Go out and get your own. What's his name? Pizuki? Yeah, the bird.
I guess, yeah. Whatever.
Piske? Go out and get
Piske?
Yeah, go out and get your own Piske.
I don't like birds. They freak me out.
In the arms of the angel.